production.
See, don't be on the road too tough, but I still cut you with the local tugs. Coulda ran off the plug, but I kept it real and I showed him love. Lil' bro got the poker touch, where we grow up is so corrupt. Fancy me on the block, go nuts, I'm not in my bag, I'm loading. Back then it was hand to hand, nowadays I don't have no involvement. In the I stay on my own, I'm home alone, Macaulay coking. YJ no commented that it's complicated, cause the case still open. The boys in blue tryna find them clues in the station, problem solving. Bro just jumped out the ride with a mask on face like he dodging COVID. Jumped off the porch and went my own way, no way, I don't owe no orders. Free all the guys and rest in peace to all of the fallen soldiers. The world full up of impactive distractions, so we all lose focus. I think out loud, what comes out my mouth, I can't control it. Live yours on a chain, I'm sold it, soon come out with the custom clothing. It, you must be joking, Sid's outside of the cup patrolling. How did they know about the ins and outs? Somebody must have told them. See, don't be on the road too tough, but I still cut you with the local tugs. Coulda ran off the plug, but I kept it real and I showed him love. Lil' bro got the poker touch, where we grow up is so corrupt. Fancy me on the block, go nuts, I'm not in my bag, I'm loading. Back then it was hand to hand, nowadays I don't have no involvement. In the I stay on my own, I'm home alone, Macaulay coking. YJ no commented that it's complicated, cause the case still open. The boys in blue tryna find them clues in the station, problem solving. See, don't do no fraud, that trap, say yo to the local cat. See me on the road all black, my foot on the gas and I won't fall back. Bro been in a jail and he won't go back, and he ain't all that. I'm missing their call and I won't phone back. It's time that I find me a wife. More time I don't have no type, but I wouldn't mind me a Leon man. Treat her right, I try, find no things in life I spy. Wanna wine and dine, that's fine. If we go uptown, gotta hold that. Wanna fly to Dubai tonight, lastminute.com, I'll book that flight. See, don't be on the road too tough, but I still cut you with the local tugs. Coulda ran off the plug, but I kept it real and I showed him love. Lil' bro got the poker touch, where we grow up is so corrupt. Fancy me on the block, go nuts, I'm not in my bag, I'm loading. Back then it was hand to hand, nowadays I don't have no involvement. In the I stay on my own, I'm home alone, Macaulay coking. YJ no commented that it's complicated, cause the case still open. The boys in blue tryna find them clues in the station, problem solving.
Other production. Other production.
See, don't be on the road too tough, but I still cut you with the local tugs. Coulda ran off the plug, but I kept it real and I showed him love. Lil' bro got the poker touch, where we grow up is so corrupt. Fancy me on the block, go nuts, I'm not in my bag, I'm loading. Back then it was hand to hand, nowadays I don't have no involvement. In the I stay on my own, I'm home alone, Macaulay coking. YJ no commented that it's complicated, cause the case still open. The boys in blue tryna find them clues in the station, problem solving. Bro just jumped out the ride with a mask on face like he dodging COVID. Jumped off the porch and went my own way, no way, I don't owe no orders. Free all the guys and rest in peace to all of the fallen soldiers. The world full up of impactive distractions, so we all lose focus. I think out loud, what comes out my mouth, I can't control it. Live yours on a chain, I'm sold it, soon come out with the custom clothing. It, you must be joking, Sid's outside of the cup patrolling. How did they know about the ins and outs? Somebody must have told them. See, don't be on the road too tough, but I still cut you with the local tugs. Coulda ran off the plug, but I kept it real and I showed him love. Lil' bro got the poker touch, where we grow up is so corrupt. Fancy me on the block, go nuts, I'm not in my bag, I'm loading. Back then it was hand to hand, nowadays I don't have no involvement. In the I stay on my own, I'm home alone, Macaulay coking. YJ no commented that it's complicated, cause the case still open. The boys in blue tryna find them clues in the station, problem solving. See, don't do no fraud, that trap, say yo to the local cat. See me on the road all black, my foot on the gas and I won't fall back. Bro been in a jail and he won't go back, and he ain't all that. I'm missing their call and I won't phone back. It's time that I find me a wife. More time I don't have no type, but I wouldn't mind me a Leon man. Treat her right, I try, find no things in life I spy. Wanna wine and dine, that's fine. If we go uptown, gotta hold that. Wanna fly to Dubai tonight, lastminute.com, I'll book that flight. See, don't be on the road too tough, but I still cut you with the local tugs. Coulda ran off the plug, but I kept it real and I showed him love. Lil' bro got a poker touch, where we grow up is so corrupt. Fancy me on a block, go nuts, I'm not in my bag, I'm loading. Back then it was hand to hand, nowadays I don't have no involvement. In a I stay on my own, I'm home alone, Macaulay Culkin. YJ no commented that it's complicated, cause the case still open. The boys in blue trying to find them clues in the station, problem solving.
Other reduction. Other reduction.
See, don't be on the road too tough, but I still cut you with the local tugs. Coulda ran off the plug, but I kept it real and I showed him love. Lil' bro got a poker touch, where we grow up is so corrupt. Fancy me on a block, go nuts, I'm not in my bag, I'm loading. Back then it was hand to hand, nowadays I don't have no involvement. In a
Hello everyone, my name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is April 5th, 2023. And Bitcoin, as well as many other cryptocurrencies, are confirming the breakout. I understand most people are afraid because they see red candles, they see downwards momentum, and they think, there's no way you should be thinking or seeing or interpreting a bullish breakout after seeing red candles. But you have to understand what those red candles mean. Not every red candle is, the same. In the context of this pullback, right? Or in the larger context of the price action, this pullback is extremely bullish. And this is what I'm going to talk about today in this quick live stream, right? It's relatively quick. You can tell that I'm starting earlier than usual because I have some other commitments later on today precluding me from being able to do it at the usual time. But we're still going to get this update in. Guys, if you're getting value from these updates, please don't forget to like the video, share, and subscribe, and let's get straight on into it. Okay. Bitcoin. I mean, if you understand price action, you should be very excited. Let's start off on the 4-hourly time frame, okay? Let's break this down step by step, okay? So our what we've been saying is that this channel that we're in is reaccumulation, meaning you came into the channel from a move up, you consolidate, and you're going to leave the channel in another move up. That is the overall thesis. That is what we believed, and so far this price action is playing out in that way. All right, the other main part of that thesis is the DXY, the US dollar currency index, which is inversely correlated, as you all know, to Bitcoin and risk on assets, and that's doing exactly what we thought it should do. It's essentially a mirror image, okay? It's a mirror image. So the DXY usually makes the move, and Bitcoin and risk on assets respond. So this is what we're seeing. This very important level, this very important range that we've been in for 2 weeks, lost by the DXY, retested. So lost, retested as resistance, lost. The retest is now being retested. And so this is extremely bullish for risk on assets. This is extremely bullish for Bitcoin. If you understand anything about, markets, price action, you understand that a massive move is coming in Bitcoin, massive move is coming in crypto, massive move is coming in stocks, because this is as bearish as it gets. We always say on this channel, What you want to see is a loss of a level, a retest of that level, and then a confirmation of that level being lost because a new or the old support is now resistance. This is exactly what you're seeing in the DXY, right? And those retests are happening in the way that you want them to happen, in corrective moves. In Elliott wave theory, we explain correction as being a version or a flavor of 3. So you see 1, 2, 3 waves retesting that lost support as resistance. Boom. Once. Retesting lost resistance as lost support as resistance again. Okay? You're just going to see this continue to go down. This is extremely bullish for Bitcoin and risk on assets and cryptocurrencies in general. The fact that you're losing this should not also be understated, right? Really quickly, let's zoom out for a second. Understand what this level means in the DXY, okay? It's not just the fact that you're losing a 2-week level, a 2-week consolidation range. Yeah, that's important, but understand that you're essentially breaking down from this, okay? This head and shoulders, right? This entire pattern is breaking down as we speak. This was the right shoulder of such larger head and shoulders. So it's not just that you're losing this level, but you're losing this entire thing, which should give you a target down to our blue box where we expected many months ago the DXY to finally find some semblance of support, or you can start looking for support. Until this blue box, until this blue support area, it doesn't even make sense to think in terms of DXY or the US dollar currency index reversing. Okay, so that's the context in which we're at, in which we're really looking for bullish moves, okay? And we're getting, so just like the DXY is breaking down from 2-week support, breaking down from a much larger move, right? That head and shoulders that we just showed, that, let's see how long that head and shoulders is. Let's see. It's about 81 days. Okay, 81 days. And actually, to be honest with you, that head and shoulders is the right shoulder to a much larger head and shoulders. I mean, I do not want to. We're being zoomed in. We're zooming in because we're looking and we're paying attention to local price action. It's a daily show, but we would be doing ourselves a disservice if we didn't zoom out from time to time and understand the implications of what is actually happening. This level right here is not only a loss of this 81-day head and shoulders, but it's a loss of this massive, let's see how long it is, 345-day range. 345-day head and shoulders. And now you can understand really the implications of how momentous this move is in Bitcoin and crypto, right? Because in Bitcoin and crypto, we're not just looking at the breakout of a 2-week range, right? Okay, that's all well and good, and this is what we're looking at, right? A lot of my positions personally are leveraged positions where I have to be very mindful of my entries, my liquidation points, all that stuff. Like, I can't just sloppily enter a trade and go long at any given point in time. Like, I have to be very careful. Okay, but on a higher time frame, understand that this move to the upside, a break of this region, is essentially a continuation and a playing out of this 270-day inverse head and shoulders. So it's almost exactly a mirror image of what you see in the US dollar currency index. So this, I'm only zooming out for you all to understand the magnitude, the implications, the importance of this move. I understand everybody has been very, very bored and kind of exasperated by having to wait 270 days going up and down, and before that, you waited 470 days going sideways between 40 and 6 or at 40 and 70k, and then down all the way from 70k to 15k, right? You've waited so long. and now an extra 2 weeks. But understand that a breakout of this region represents a much, much, much larger move. It is catalytic of a much, much larger move. So as good analysts, we have to always have a good grasp of context. I think, in my estimation, in my experience, the worst analysts don't have any contextual information. So it's like anything that's happening just happens, and it's never informed by the larger context. So they don't know when something's really important or when something is not so important, because the context doesn't dictate that this is important. Do you see what I mean? The best traders, in my estimation, understand the importance of moves, right? How important is this break? It's just a break of a 2-week region. So what? Oh, it's the break. It represents not only the break of a 2-week region, but that also is the catalyst for a break of a 270-day region. Okay, now I'm going to position myself accordingly. Do you understand? I'm not going to personally have sleepless nights accumulating crypto here, and then especially here, if that isn't clear to me. Okay, now enough about that. Let's go into the smaller time frame. I know everybody's very, very interested in what's happening on the smaller time frame. Okay, so let's start on the hourly time frame rather. Okay, this 2-week region, hard to understand. Okay, even with a decent understanding of corrective price action, but like I said yesterday, here's what I'm seeing. Okay, I'm seeing this. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to go with the 333. Okay, I said yesterday maybe it's a double 3. I like the 333 better. It doesn't matter. I'm seeing this as a contiguous complex correction, a complex flat correction. Okay, you can call it a 333 if you want, WXY, but I say WXYXZ. I like that. I'm more comfortable with that. Okay, that being said, everything here to me is consolidation reversal. Okay, everything here is consolidation reversal. So here's how I'm counting this: big A, big B, small a, all this is small b, and this is my pivot. Yesterday, if you watched the update, I told you that I'm waiting for one more move, one more sort of correction, and it was going to be either flat or it was going to be a zigzag, okay? And I said worst case scenario, it was going to be a flat where we find support at this midline right here, okay? And I gave you the reasons for that. But I said best case scenario, you're going to put in a zigzag. And what do we have here? Of 5 waves up, 3 waves down. Okay, we know it's not purely impulsive, meaning in Elliott wave theory, we have impulses, we see 5 waves up and 3 waves down. How do we know it's purely impulsive versus a zigzag that's corrective, 5 waves up, 3 waves down? Is that the purely impulsive moves, the 5 waves up, typically have the same amount, or they take around the same amount of time as the 3 waves down. And obviously, you can see here, these 5 waves are not at all comparable in time to the 3 waves down. So you know that's corrective. You know it's a zigzag. But I remember saying yesterday, this was the best case scenario for our pivot. And usually, you get zigzags in the pivot when the move is particularly bullish. Okay, so we got our pivot. And so again, I'm counting this as our first degree of AB basing, second degree of AB basing. All this is a flat correction, by the way. This is a 1, 2, 3 wave move, 1, 2, 3 wave move of a version of 3. All this is, again, a 333, WXYXZ. This is another reason why I like the read of this being a 333, because I think price does like to, I see in my experience, price action does like to repeat certain patterns at certain ranges. So if we put a 333 in here, more likely than not putting a 333 in here. So anyway, that's besides the point. But I think it's very clear. If you pull your Fibonacci retracement level from these 3 waves or purported 3 waves, you can see that the retracement is exactly on the 786 in this WXYXZ, okay? The other thing you can look at this as, just basic support and resistance. So the title of this update is this, that the breakout is confirmed. So the breakout is confirmed because old resistance is being flipped into new support, okay? Watch this. So this is the thesis. This is my flat correction, my complex 333, okay? And then everything here is my AB base. I put in my first degree of AB basing down here. My second degree of AB basing is quite elaborate, okay? My second degree A wave, my second degree B wave, really elaborate. But what's really important is that I'm using the previous resistance of my complex flat correction as new support. I designated that as my dashed line. Do you see that? Look at this. Okay? Basic support and resistance. I'm not saying this is easy, but I'm saying after it's all said and done, we should be able to make sense of all of this. So after you finish this entire 333, purported 333, whatever you want to call it, a double three if you want, you break out, now you retest it, and you hold that previous resistance as new support. Very, very, very important, because any way you slice it, whatever you want to look at it, if it's Gann, if it's Wyckoff, if it's Elliott, it doesn't matter. You always want to look and understand basic support and resistance. And basic support and resistance here dictates that previous resistance, that was this, is now flipped into new support. And it was flipped into new support elaborately. It wasn't like just one touch, okay? This 333 did a number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have multiple touches of this confirming it as support. Very, very important. Again, no matter what you choose to master, study, sort of deep dive into as a trading system, as a trading discipline, as a way of looking at charts, candles, you have to always have a good, better than decent grasp on support and resistance. This is the basis of any good trading system. Okay, so we have held support. Now, after yesterday during the live stream, I said this is, from my count, 1 degree, 2 degrees. I'm looking for a third degree, okay? So this is our third degree, and this is how we're going to read that. Okay, now we go, and we can even zoom in on the 15-minute time frame. And remember yesterday what I said? I said that I don't like the way this is moving in terms of being obviously it's not a pure impulse. It's just not strong enough. It's not the way this matriculates up is just weak. It looks corrective, okay? And I was correct. And so far, it looks as if we have a zigzag on our hands, okay? We did two things. One, we broke into this level, meaning we broke resistance of the entire range, okay? Let's zoom back out. Look at this entire range right here. This 2-week range. We broke the upper resistance, and for the first time, actually, we spent a decent amount of time consolidating above the resistance. You'll notice the first time we broke above, right, approximately 28.5, we promptly rejected from it. The second time, promptly rejected from it. The third time, promptly rejected from it. The fourth time, promptly rejected from it. This is the 5th time, but this time is different. This is the only time prices come above into this kind of no-go region of high resistance and spent time consolidating there. That told me, when that happened, okay, this time is different. And I guess the best way I can explain it is, when you're going to be rejected, it's going to be swift. But when you're going to consolidate at resistance, which we understand is bullish, you're going to take your time before losing the level. And that is what happened yesterday. The other thing I want to point out is that you are retesting this W pattern, okay? This is a bullish pattern. I know some people like to do harmonics. I'm not into harmonics, but for those of you who like to look at harmonics, I don't know, maybe this is a harmonic. I'm not exactly sure. But this is a bullish pattern. This is a W pattern. It's on support. It's not orthogonal. It's not straight. But what's important is that even though it's diagonally slanted, we recognize it as being true because it's on this support level, right? The vertices of this W reversal are on a support. And when you came up and you came back down in 3 waves, which is corrective, right? You go up in 5 waves, you come down in 3. You understand that the following move is going to be in the direction of the initial break. Do you see what I mean? So if you know even a little bit about price action, you're really excited about this move right here. Because you understand that you're not just going to leave all of this behind without a proper retest. Always talk about on this channel. It's not about the breakout, it's about the retest. The retest is confirmation. This is why I said the bullish breakout is now confirmed. Because this 3-wave move, even though it's to the downside, it gives us a confirmation of another region of resistance now flipped into support. I understand that it's not as clean, but I want you to look at it. And I drew this right here as the neckline. Okay, you spent time, a considerable amount of time, now maybe a week, forming this W pattern. This is very clearly the neckline of said W pattern, which is clear resistance. You broke that resistance yesterday. What do you have to do after breaking important resistance? You don't just continue up. The only reason, or the only case in which you continue up without retesting is when you're going to do a swing failure pattern or a B wave. You're going to come back. It's not a true breakout. If you want a true breakout, you have to come back to the scene of the crime and confirm that previous resistance is now support. This is why this breakout is confirmed, because this right here, a break of this region right here at around 28,100 is now being confirmed as true. Okay? This was the last wave of this 5-wave sequence. Now you come back in 3 waves, retest it as support, and you consolidate on the neckline. And this is why you love this retest. You love this pullback if you know price action. Guys, if you're getting value, please like, share, and subscribe. So this is what I'm seeing on Bitcoin. But the really cool thing is you can see this in other assets as well. Okay? Hello, Akanksha. What's going on? Akanksha says the waiting game is so frustrating. So I'll speak to that. It is. Indeed. And it is what is... This is precisely what separates really profitable traders and really, really good traders from average to not so good ones. A lot of people like to scalp because it's fast money. But actually, the way to make money, real money, is slowly. Okay? Is slowly. It's in looking at bigger moves and letting them play out. Even if you're a scalper, and let's say you're one of the best scalpers in the world, you don't make your money in one scalp. You grow your account little by little. Okay? So it's whatever you look at it, even if you're scalping, the way to make real good money is slowly. Okay? And how do you address the impatience that you may feel as a trader? You have to take profit. Now, I'm not saying throw out your swing or position strategy for the bull market and take profits prematurely. No. Open a new position that you know is going to quell your impatience, because you have to appreciate and acknowledge your feelings. everybody talks about, oh, you don't want to be emotional. No, that's bullshit. You have to be aware of your emotions. You have to be aware of your FOMO. You have to be aware of your impatience. You have to be aware of revenge trades and all that stuff. And if you see yourself as saying, I'm very expecting, I'm so expectant of this profit taking time, right? Whenever this hits my target on the high time frame, I'm waiting. Maybe you need to open up a new position that you have to tell yourself, this is going to be a smaller term trade. You don't want to get crazy in terms of, taking unwarranted risks, but I'm just speaking from experience, and I call them my payroll trades or my bill paying trades. If I don't have those, I'm not able to show up every day and take the hits of having to wait these trades out. And the only reason I can be as profitable as I am, even where I'm at, right? I've been trading for a number years now. Most traders are not profitable. If you play with leverage, if you play with the market for long enough, most people do not win. Whether it's spot, whether it's leverage, it doesn't matter what vehicles, what instruments you're using. Okay, the only reason, one, I'm in the green. Two, I'm looking to make life-changing profits. And I was able to accumulate so much is because I was patient. Was it easy? No. But the only reason I'm able to remain patient is because I have certain trades that I'm taking profit on prematurely, meaning I'm waiting for the next immediate target to take profit on. So if that is something you need to do, respect that and do it for yourself, for your patience, for your sanity, so that you may then play out or execute your other plan, your swing trades, your position trades to make the big swing on the market, which may take longer than expected. So I'll say that. That's important, okay? Acknowledge your feelings, acknowledge your emotions. It's not about suppressing them, which a lot of traders may imply is the secret. It's not. It's absolutely not. Okay, so we're very happy. If you're bullish on Bitcoin, you love this. If you don't understand anything about price action, you probably think we're coming all the way back down here. You don't see this level of support. You don't see the midline of the channel. You don't see anything. You just see a rejection, you probably call this, and you probably think that we're coming back all the way down here. I'm sure a lot of people are FOMOing into short positions, and they will be very surprised when this turns around and breaks up and out and promptly goes close to the 40K region, okay? Because again, remember, when we leave this area, it's not just going to be a waltz, a slow matriculation to our target. It's going to be violent. Okay, now, at this point in time, we've made the case. We've looked at Bitcoin on the small time frame, on the larger time frame. We understand why this is important, it's consequential, and we understand why it's highly likely that this turnaround at this point, right? Because this is a retest of previous resistance broken. Previous resistance being resistance that was broken just yesterday evening. Now, I will make the case you can also see this in altcoins, okay? So let's go into some altcoins and see something similar. Okay, what do you see in Cardano? In Cardano, you see that you've come up and you're actually forming some sort of coiling triangle looking pattern, okay? Which is extremely bullish, okay? It's not the same as Bitcoin, but all things being equal, if you consider this as an A wave, this all is more likely than not a B wave triangle, okay? It's a B wave triangle, which is super, super bullish, okay? So this is also quite bullish. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention, we're big on price action and using indicators corroboratively, but, there's nothing wrong with indicators. You have to just know how to use them corroboratively and not have to depend on them. But if you use your indicators, what do you see? You see that your stochastic momentum indicator, your stochastic RSI momentum indicator is showing you that on the hourly time frame, you're bottomed out. On the 4 hourly time frame, you're coming back down, right? You're resetting, essentially. On the 15-minute time frame, you're completely bottomed out and you're crossed bullish. So your momentum indicators are telling you this is a bullish move, and you're at support, right? You're reading the support in terms of your price action reads, and you can corroborate support with a bottoming out of your stochastic RSI on the smaller time frames, your intraday time frames. That's typically a good signal for a reversal, okay? So we'll use our momentum indicators corroboratively for having a look at these altcoins. Okay, like I said, this is very likely some sort of A wave, some sort of B wave, where it's either a running flat or it's a triangle, okay? You're forming a type of triangle here, consolidation for a break up. And yes, your momentum indicator on the hourly time frame is completely oversold. Okay, here in Algorand, it's looking like a running flat. 3 waves up, 3 waves down, 5 waves down, a running flat. Very, very bullish. Remember, we were saying this yesterday. It was very likely that we get a move because this is an A wave. This looks like the first wave of a B wave, second wave of a B wave. This is the impulse. But again, A wave, B wave, this is a running flat. Running flats are up and to the right because there's so much buy pressure, indicating they're very bullish. Your stochastic RSI momentum indicator on the hourly time frame completely bottomed out. You're ready to run. That's Algorand. Okay, what do you see with Arweave? Same thing. Okay, actually the same thing. You see an A wave, probably a B wave. You see a 5 waves up, 3 waves down situation. If that is, let's see. Is this a zigzag or a flat? How are we going to read this? This is a flat correction, more likely than not. You can see the 786 was tagged, okay? And we know minimum retracement for a flat correction is a 786. So this is a series of corrections where you just put in a B wave, so you know that the next move is likely either another A wave of another degree, or it's going to be your impulse, okay? So this is what I'm seeing here. So BAT, Basic Attention Token. This is an example of previous resistance turned into new support. What do you see here? You see a cup and handle broken out and retested. This is previous support turned into previous resistance turned into new support. Okay, and now you should, as indicated by your momentum indicator on stochastic RSI, you should find support here and a continuation up. Okay, so that's BAT. Okay, Blur. What do you see here? It's a series of flat corrections. So an A wave, I think this is maybe a 333, and it is a running flat. Okay, it's a running flat because it's up and to the right. You have your capitulative wave, your impulse of the correction. Every correction always ends in an impulse. It comes down above the initial break, okay? So you know that is going to be considered a running flat. Lots of buying pressure. It's up and to the right, okay? Very, very bullish. Very bullish if you know what to look for. Okay, so that is a Blur token. Okay, here in Bonk, it's not a running flat, but it's a flat correction nonetheless. You have clearly a 3-wave move. That's an A wave. Clearly a 3-wave move. That's a B wave. You're pretty much even Steven. Okay, and you should expect that with a very low market cap asset like this. You know, it's like number 2,000 or something in coin market cap. Not enough buying pressure to create running flats. Okay, Dent. Here you have another example of a running flat. Okay, when you see running flats or flat corrections up and to the right, expect the breakout to be violent. Okay, A wave. This is a B wave, running flat, double 3. either you go into further corrections, so you can have a series of AB bases up and to the right, or if you're finished AB basing, you're finished putting in corrective price action, you're going to put in purely impulsive price action, which I believe you're getting sooner than later, just based off of what the DXY is doing, based off of what Bitcoin is doing. And here, what do you see? You see previous resistance, which is, let's see. Let's try that again. Here. This was a type of W pattern. You broke it. You retest it as support. Previous resistance turned into new support on a small time frame. Okay, that's dent. Dodo, same thing. Look at this. A series of running flats. Okay, there's nothing bearish about this, guys. You do not want to be shorting these moves, because when the impulse does come, it's going to be very, very violent. Okay, all of this up until now is just corrective. The impulse is coming, and the impulse will completely jump out of this range. Okay, you see a rounded bottom. Bottoms typically designated by rounded features, tops designated by rounded features. You don't want to be shorting this price action. Dogecoin. What do you see here? This is another type of consolidation, intra-wave consolidation, okay? It's not necessarily a triangle, but you could say it's a type of, let's see, this is initial break, yeah. It's a type of running flat, at least it was over here, okay? And this is a consolidation reversal. That's another flat correction, okay? So you can expect, I think this is, let's see, I think all of the consolidation reversal happens over here, actually. More specifically, and then your running flat was there. Okay, in any case, this is gonna continue. This is gonna continue more likely than not. You do not want to be shorting this. Look at what your momentum indicators are showing you on Dogecoin. A lot of people think they're smarter than the average bear. They want to jump into shorts because Dogecoin's a meme coin. Meme coins rally. You want to short them. No. Context is important. Context. Amateur, novice, inexperienced, unprofitable traders, they don't look at context. They just think, it's a meme coin, it rallied, I'm going to short it. No, the context is you're at the beginning of a freaking bull run. Context is you zoom out and you understand that Dogecoin is in, let's see, daily time frame. Dogecoin has been in consolidation for hundreds of days and is just rallying up and out of this massive consolidation, okay, that it broke out of, retested as support, and that was the breakout of this entire move, right, that lasted from November of 2022. From November of 2022, all of this consolidation is now going to be expressed in a move up. And then all of that consolidation is going to be expressed in the move up. Context demands that you go long on these moves. You don't mess around with shorts unless you know exactly what you're doing and you're like a really good scalp trader. Okay. Polkadot, same thing. You're getting a running flat here. What's the running flat? It's quite simply, this is a three-wave move up. This is a three-wave move down. Too much buy pressure for this three-wave move down to come back down to the origins of the initial break right here, okay? Too much buy pressure, it's bullish. This whole thing right here is a series of corrective price action up and to the right. When it breaks, and it will break into fully impulsive price action, it's going to rally really hard, right? All of this is a cause, and this is the effect you're looking for. It's up and to the right. This is what you're looking for. Remain bullish. This is what the chart is saying. Okay, DYDX is a great example of this. Okay, just like we were saying on the other charts, all of this is not necessarily purely impulsive price action. Actually, it's quite clearly not. It's up and to the right, very aggressive consolidation, reversal. So all of this is corrective, actually, right? Corrective. Sorry. Yeah, corrective. Okay, when this breaks, and it will, it's going to be very violent. Very, very violent. Okay, you do not want to short these moves. Ethereum, same thing. Correction. This is correcting up and to the right. Okay? You're finding support at the base of this channel, this very steep, aggressive channel of correction up and to the right. You do not want to short this. I don't know if people understand how bullish Ethereum is, and that is very likely. This is actually one of the trades I have for my payroll trades that I mentioned earlier in the stream, okay? To quell my impatience and, to address immediate financial burdens. My take profit on a short term is the target of this cup and handle. Okay, everybody's talking about Ethereum to 2000. This is not where you want to be taking profit. Okay, Ethereum to 2000 is not where you want to be taking profit. Even on a short time frame, I want to take profit on Ethereum at the target, the technical target of this cup and handle, okay, which is up here, okay, in the $4,500 region, okay. This is what I'm seeing. A cup and handle, very clear. This is a clear neckline. This is clearly breaking, okay? Once it breaks, it's not going to be the same price action as we've had for the past, or the same nature of price action that we've had for the past 300 days, okay? If you think that, then you don't understand price action. For the past 300 days, Ethereum and most other cryptocurrencies have been in consolidation. They've been accumulating. They've been slow and corrective, okay? When they actually get into pure impulse, you're going to see that a target of, into 4,500, 4,600, that's about 150% from here, is not going to be something that takes too long to hit, okay? You want to target your next take profit, if you want short-term trade for Ethereum, over here. Not any time before that. You're going to be kicking yourself if you want to take profit at 2,000. That is not what you want to do, okay? Let's go back on the small time frames and complete. Guys, if you're getting value from this update, please like, share, and subscribe. Very bullish. Yesterday, the title was Breakout Party, right? Crypto Breakout Party. And yes, that is still valid. And that breakout has been confirmed. Whether people know it or not, that breakout has been confirmed, right? The small time frame price action is confirming all of this for us, okay? HBAR, this is probably the least bullish asset that we have in our watch list, just by virtue of the way it's been basing here, okay? Here we have 2 degrees of AB basing and a pivot. This is my second degree, and I think this is my pivot, okay? But all of this, it's like you see DYDX, you see Ethereum, you see all these other assets, they're basically doing what you're seeing HBAR do, but up and to the right. HBAR is actually going down and to the right, very slightly down and to the right, but still down and to the right. So very little buy pressure in this project. I'm not exactly sure why. I don't know enough about it fundamentally. But when it runs, it's going to run fine, but it's not going to be the first to explode, burst out on the scene, right? When we get those breakouts. Let's go back on the hourly time frame. I believe we were on the hourly. Okay, Chainlink, quite bullish. How do we know that? We're seeing another example of a running flat, okay? This is exactly what you want to see when you're anticipating a violent breakout. Again, 3 waves, 5 waves. This is up and to the right consolidation, right? This was an A wave of a certain degree, and now this is the associated a B wave, okay? When it's all said and done, all of this stuff is up and to the right. Exactly what you want to see. Again, lit entry, small cap altcoin, but it's giving you that up and to the right consolidation, okay? This is why we take so much time to read price action, because when you're able to see this, you're able to position yourself accordingly, and you're not afraid of any pullbacks, especially down back to support, okay? Litecoin, same thing. It's up and to the right. Okay, you see a series of corrective price action here. And here, this is very clearly a B wave. Okay, 3 waves, 5 waves. Okay, and you're at support, finding support on your momentum indicator. You love it. If you're bullish, you love this. Okay, MOVR up and to the right consolidation, same thing. I'm not going to repeat myself too much. Harmony 1, this is actually a zigzag. 5 waves up, 3 waves down, okay? And it's actually 3 waves down right back to a previous resistance now turned into support, right? Previous resistance turned into new support, very bullish. Same thing with RSR, 5 waves up, 3 waves down, previous resistance turned into new support. Sand, same thing, 5 waves up, 3 waves down, previous resistance, which was the top of this W pattern, turned into new support. Learn how to read price action, it'll pay. It literally pays, okay? If you're only relegated to indicators, you have no context. You have no context for how to read these moves on any time frame, okay? SHIB. This is, in my view, a running flat, okay? It's a running flat where you clearly have this as your initial break, and this is your associated B wave, okay? Very bullish. Synthetics, this is a 5 waves up, 3 waves down scenario. Your previous resistance was flipped into new support, and you're holding that, and you're showing a bottoming out on the momentum indicators, okay? Telcoin, this is an A wave, this is a B wave. Even though it's slightly running, it's still running. Do you see that? It's still running flat because this impulse never came down to the base of where this A wave of the B wave came down to, okay? So it's still running flat, still quite bullish for a low cap altcoin. Tron, very bullish. 3 waves, combination of 3 waves, right? Running flat. This is what you see throughout the market. Either testing old resistance into new support in V-chain, 5 waves, 3 waves, or you see these running flats. In any case, you're dealing with corrective price action that is bullish, okay? XRP, you spent all this time coming up right here and coming down in a retest. Actually, so let's see. This was a zigzag. This is another zigzag in my estimation, okay? This is another zigzag for XRP. If you take your Fibonacci retracement tool, you look at this as being a 5-wave move. You see that your 3 waves, 1, 2, 3, come down right to the 0618. So that's a zigzag, okay? Zilliqa, right here. Again, this is slightly running, but it's still a running flat, okay? Do you see that? 3 waves up, 3 waves down, but you're running. Lots of buy pressure. Expect your impulse to be strong and bullish, or rather strong and violent, okay? And now back to Bitcoin. This is why we're bullish on Bitcoin. We're bullish on the market. We're bullish on altcoins. Yes, and we still do maintain that this indeed is an alt season, okay? This is still an alt season, right? People who don't know that, who expect Bitcoin dominance to rip up, are not really reading this, right? High time frame, you're looking at this high level of resistance that you've experienced for the past 3 years, right? At the top of this range. And on a smaller time frame, you're looking at a distribution of sorts where you've started going impulsive to the downside here, okay? And you're more likely than not to continue the downside move as you're breaking this level right here to continue the trend down, reversing the overall trend, because you've now reversed this overall trend of Bitcoin dominance going up and now Bitcoin dominance coming down. And for those of you who don't know, Bitcoin dominance is a measure of Bitcoin's relative strength vis-a-vis the entire cryptocurrency market cap. And when Bitcoin dominance goes down, that's essentially telling you that altcoins are gaining against Bitcoin in market cap. And that only happens in a bull market where the more volatile, the lower market cap assets of that are not Bitcoin are gaining against Bitcoin. Okay, so this is everything's playing out. Okay, everything's playing out. So Akanksha says, could you look at a chart for IOTEX? And could you compare HBAR and Fetch AI? I feel HBAR is a lagger compared to it. HBAR is definitely, I'll go backwards. HBAR, looking at every asset in my watch list, and I have quite a lot of assets in my watch list. And for those of you who don't know, I'm trading every single last asset in the watch list. Okay, I don't have random assets in my watch list. Everything that you see in my watch list, I have open trades on, sometimes multiple trades in that asset. So I'm very familiar with all of the assets in my watch list because I'm actively trading them. I'm invested emotionally, financially. I'm watching their price action on the smaller time frame, on the larger time frame, all that stuff. Okay. In my experience, I will tell you, HBAR is far and by far the least bullish, at least on a small time frame, the least bullish of all of the assets. And I just demonstrated that. You could see pretty much running flats in every asset that I showed you, except for HBAR. Okay, but is it bad? No. Is it going to run eventually? Sure. Am I still bullish on it? Yes. It's creating a retest of previous resistance on a high time frame and flipping it into new support. Nothing bearish about that. That's quite bullish. I'm just saying on a smaller time frame, is it going to rip as hard as everything else? Probably not. Okay, at least in the beginning. Now, on a higher time frame, comparing HBAR and some other asset. First, let's just look at HBAR and see what we have. Okay, we don't have too much, and this is why assets that are relatively new, that don't have too much price history, can't necessarily be judged for what they're going to do when they actually do go full on impulsive. I don't know what to expect, to be honest. Here I see here a move that's probably some sort of 5-wave move up, that's corrective, and a 3-wave move down, that's corrective. Okay, and here if I pull my Fibonacci retracement levels, you can see that indeed this is a corrective zigzag. Okay, we know it's corrective because the time it took to go up is not the same as the time it took to go down. And you can just look at the quality of this impulse. It just doesn't look anything like what you would expect. Let's see. Okay, hold up. I would say I'm actually looking at this differently. Okay, I don't think that this is an entire zigzag and this is a 3-wave move. Although you did come down to the 618, here's what I'm seeing with HBAR on a higher time frame. I'm seeing this as a zigzag, okay? I'm seeing now this as a flat correction, and I'm seeing this as a zigzag. Okay, so I'm actually seeing 3 degrees of AB basing right here. Okay, again, this is my first degree. This is a zigzag, 5 waves up, 3 waves down. This is my second degree, 3 waves up, 3 waves down, correctively in a flat correction, come down to a minimum 786. This is my second degree AB basing. This I would consider my third degree, my last degree of AB basing right here, 5 waves up, 3 waves down. Okay, so what comes after? I'm very confident that, well, let me rephrase this. I would not be surprised, and I think with a high degree of probability, you can expect pure impulse for the first time ever in HBAR. Now, given that it's going to be for the first time ever, we don't know how high it's going to go. We don't know where it's going to go. All we know is that it's, people had a lot of time with all this correction up and down to accumulate this asset. Okay, nobody in this asset has enjoyed the super bullish runs that you would enjoy from, certain assets with longer price history. But that's a good thing if you're bullish now, because this has had a lot of time to accumulate. So there's a lot of potential here, but you can't project anything because you don't have any clean impulse to go off of and a retracement of said impulse. Okay, so that's H bar. Now, if we want to compare that to Fetch AI, just obviously we're comparing technicals because that's all I know and that's my expertise. I would do the following. I would just look at Fetch AI as an asset, okay? So we know we have an idea for what H bar could do and what we're dealing with. Now, if we look at Fetch on a high time frame, we're kind of in a similar scenario where Fetch AI put in a series of corrective moves, okay? And now looks to be in an impulsive move. Now, is this impulsive move pure impulse, or is it corrective? Will we get some sort of a time, some sort of a long-standing, some sort of long-lasting three-wave move down that supports, or that finds support around the 618 of this said 5-wave move? I don't know. I've said this before. Just judging by this chart, if I'm in Fetch AI, I want to take profit here. Okay? I'm not looking to... I think it's quite clear. I think the upside is quite clear. There's not much else I'm expecting from this move. Okay? So if at this point, judging, if I had a certain amount of capital to allocate to either Fetch AI or H bar at this point in time, all things being equal, I'm going to go with H bar because Fetch AI has already given me a substantial run up, and I'm only expecting, at most, with a high degree of probability, about 800 to 900% more out of Fetch AI. Okay? Because this right here is clear resistance. Clear resistance. It was clear resistance in March of 2021, in September of 2021, and in May of 2019. There's no way we get here and don't at least consolidate at resistance with a move like this. There's no way. Very, very unlikely, right? This trend line is too well established over time. So, again, all things being equal, if I'm in Fetch AI, max from here, from where we're at, I'm only expecting 9x more. 900% more from where we're at. But H bar, the potential is much, much larger, okay? I'm expecting much more from H bar, given that we are... I don't have a clear resistance in this chart, okay? Perhaps this level can be said to be some sort of resistance. Let's say, worst case scenario, that right there is my resistance for H bar, and we're going to stay in some sort of corrective move. Then, okay, maybe I can expect maybe only 700%. Do you see what I mean? It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. I'm definitely going to be looking at H bar once we get to this area, but I don't think just based off of this, that we have a clear case to say this is the top for H bar. I think there's more potential in the H bar chart on a high time frame than there is in the Fetch AI chart. Also, due to the fact that Fetch AI has already put in a substantial move to the upside. So that is Fetch AI versus H bar. Okay, now let's look at IO Text and call it a stream. Guys, if you're getting value, please like, share, and subscribe. So, IO Text. Do we have it? Yes, we do. Here we go. Okay, so this is something we've had Okay, so for me, I've looked at this before, and I think this is accurate. Okay, I think you're looking at a 5-wave move, 5 waves up, 3 waves down. If you look at the time it's taken to go up in 5 waves, right, it's about 413 days. The time it's taken to come down in 3 waves, it's about 378 days. All right, you could make the case that there is some sort of pure impulse here, but still, I will say that jury's still out. In any case, whether this is pure or corrective, all of this is beautiful consolidation reversal, beautiful accumulation. So my next move is going to be massive. Massive, 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 massive. Okay? In any way you slice it, whether this is pure impulse in a zigzag or this is a pure, whether this is pure impulse or zigzag, I think IOTEX has a massive, massive move coming and very high upside. Okay, if this is a pure move right here, pure impulse, I think conservatively you can expect a move to the 1618 for the next run. Okay, which is, as you can see, about almost a 600x. Okay, but if this is a corrective, maybe worst case scenario, you're expecting only a move to between the 1 and the 1236, okay, which is maybe an 85x, worst case scenario a 34x, okay. But I do think there's a high likelihood that what you're dealing with in IOTEX is a purely impulsive move where this was 5 waves up, this was 3 waves down, and you can target the 1618 for this next move up. So that's IOTEX. All right, so I hope that was helpful. Hope that was useful, guys. Very bullish on Bitcoin. Do not get scared by a few intraday red candles. You want to see that, especially when it's retesting previous resistance as new support. Okay, you really want to see that. So I hope you're positioned accordingly to take advantage of what is more likely than not coming very, very soon. In the coming hours, we're likely to get this move, finally breaking these levels that we've been in for the past 2 weeks and then also for the past 300 days. All right, so again, like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.